Okay, I'm going to start on the floor. Let's start with our roller. Mine was decorated by my 5-year-old. Okay, start sitting, supporting with what I call tripod fingers. So we're not leaning into our arms, but supporting. Just start square in the bum from the sit bones to the sacrum. A little roll back and forth. And let's squeeze our knees together. Take your knees to the right and actually roll on the glute from the top all the way to the sit bone. Breathing, trying to soften into that roller. Remember to pull your belly in. Support your lower back so you're in a little tucked position. And then come back through the center. Let's go the other side. Good. And come back to the center. I'm not on my mat because my carpet is very padded. Okay. Sitting all the way on the floor. Roller is right up against our lower back. Push into it so you feel it against your lower back. Hands come to the back of your base of your skull. Opening and curling up, just like we do when we push into the ball. Push your back into the roller as your shoulders curl in. And opening. Breathing. 2 more. You might actually feel some good cracks. For this last one, let's open up. And head goes all the way to the floor. If you can get your bum down on the floor and the top of your head or the back of your head, just hang out there for a minute in that lower back arch. Good. Hands back to the back of your skull. We're going to pull in, plant your feet, tuck your pelvic bone just a little bit up toward the sky. And let's come into a little low mid-back roll. Belly buttons in. And start working your way up your back. Once you get to the shoulder blades, make sure you don't crunch in and tense. Widen through the shoulder blades and roll through. Let's meet up at the shoulder blades. Put your booty back down on the ground and open, lengthening through the upper back. Belly button pulls in, curl, come into your C curve. And open. Try and widen through the shoulder blades. Curling up. 2 more. And last one, let's just hang out there. Plant your feet, scoop your butt up, and we're gonna go into our upper back. So from the low shoulder, across the shoulder blades, keeping the belly button in, booty is lifted. And place that booty back down. One more time, opening, softening. If you can take your hands away, do that. And try and get your sacrum and your head in that arc Release over the roller. Good. Hands to the back of the head to curl up. And let's pull ourselves up. Good. Alrighty, switching. Let's put our sacrum on the roller. So try and plant your sacrum on top of the roller so we're not curled up. Actually try and flatten so your pelvic floor is facing that far wall. Fist distance between the knees. Make sure you plant your feet. Your hands can be where they feel good. You could even have them back here if you like, but I like to rest mine here. And just try and let your sacrum get nice and heavy, trying to find a little separation in your lower back. Walk your feet a little closer together and knees go left to right, squeezing them together. Close the ribs. Trying to get a little release in the lower back to the hip. And let's come center. Heavy sacrum, relax the shoulders, long neck, left leg tabletop, right leg tabletop. And hang out here for a second. Little tiny movement of the knees back and forth, same way. Good, let's come center, close those ribs. I'm a terrible rib popper. Go 90 and lower the left leg down. My sofa is gonna get in the way. Keeping that leg floating off the ground. So you feel a little hip flexor opening and then lower that left heel anywhere behind the right leg. Pull it in. Heavy long torso. Release your hands on that leg, float the left up and the right floats down. First hovering off the ground, just opening through that hip flexor, keeping your pelvis tipped toward that far wall. Lower the heel and anywhere on that left leg, pulling in. And let's switch again from 90. Let's flex both feet. Heel down on the floor, close the ribs, shoulders down, and pull that right leg in. And let's switch. Flexing, soften through that hip flexor. Make sure you're not rounding and your pelvis is tipping up toward the sky. Keep it nice and long. Good. Arms to stabilize the roller right here. And let's scissor switch. Switch. Trying to find that extension through both legs. It's less about speed of the scissor and flex both feet. Good. Coming back up. Just hanging out here. Opening to your extended V. Ribs closed, shoulders soft. And come back up. One more time, open to that V, pointing this time. And come back up. Good. Both legs tabletop, one foot down at a time. Plant both feet. Nice big exhale as we lift into a bridge. Hold that bridge. Nice deep breath in. Exhale, lengthening from the shoulders to the knees, making sure your knees are parallel, your feet are parallel. Little lift to the pelvic bone, up, 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 up. 5, 4, 3, 2, and one. Let's place our sacrum back down on that roller and let the weight sink in. Really try and release. Separating the knees by a fist. Now wag your knees with that separation, getting a little opening in the lower back. Good, let's come back center. Lift your sacrum up. Let's push our roller away. Make sure it's not in a place where it's going to roll back into you. Arms are long down by your side, holding that bridge. Making sure your feet are parallel, your knees are parallel. Hinge at the hip, tailbone taps, come back up. Shoulders down. 5. Long neck, soft jaw. Last 2. And last one, let's meet at the top. Lengthen through the torso, marching in place. So you're gonna have a weight transfer. Right leg tabletop, left leg. Keeping the hips lifted, shoulders down. 3 more times each side. Taking your time. 2. And last one. Good, come into that nice long tall bridge. Left leg tabletop. Push into the right foot, lift the left knee to the sky, to the sky. 5, 4, 3, 2. Hold that bridge, lower down, right leg. Just notice what's happening in your body, in your shoulders, your neck, your jaw, your ribs, as you do this. Last 2 and 1. Come into that bridge, lift higher, hold it. 4, 3, 2, and let's roll down. Widen through the shoulder blades. Really exaggerate each vertebra coming down. Good, knees to the chest. And let's come back out. Let's go to a narrow V. Lift your heels. Actually, stay in a narrow V, lift your heels. This is about where I need my mat, so I don't slip. Imprint, scoop, and come up into a bridge. Heels are high, heels squeeze together, arms are long. Good, holding your hips and pelvis, heels tap down, lift up. Tap down, lift up. Tap down, lift up. 5, 4, 3, 2. Let's lift up, hold it there. Knees toward one another. Open, lift, hold. Close, open, lift the pelvis, hold. Close, open, lift. 4, 3, 2. Last one, hold it there. Rolling down as slowly as you can bear. Good. We're gonna hold on to the back of our thighs. Get a little rocking horse. Rolling through the spine. And come up and balance. Extend one arm, the other arm, hold it there. Good, and come down. Let's go to narrow V. Scoop your hands inside your legs, holding on to the outside of your ankles. Come back up into balance. Tuck your pelvis toward your chin, belly button's in. You're gonna roll back here. 3 more. Finding your balance each time, breathing. Take your time. And hold it there. Good, and bring it down. Alrighty, let's get our ball. In our lower back, not down on the floor, lower back. Feet are parallel, plant them on the floor. Exhale as you roll down into C curve. You can adjust your feet. Want your lower back pushing into that ball. Nice light hold on the back of your thighs. Elbows are lifted, chin is neutral. Push back into the ball and release. And release. 4, 3. Really trying to pop that ball. 2. And last one, hold it there. Right arm extends, left arm, little rope pulls. Pull forward, push back. Pull forward, push back. Pull forward, push back. Take the work out of the hip flexors. Push your feet into the floor. Scoop the pelvic bone up toward your chin. Belly button pulls back. Soft shoulders, long neck. Let's do 4 more each hand. 3, 2, and last one, each side. Good. Extend the arms, push back, neutral chin. Arms up to the ears, push back, deepen. Up to the ears, push back, deepen. 4, 3, 2, and last one. Good, holding on to the back of your thighs. Let's release our body over that ball. Just like we did on the roller, anchor the sacrum, anchor the head, loosen and lengthen through the torso. Good. Let's get out of this, roll to the side and come up. Last thing before we get on the reformer, let's get our circle. Coming back down on our back, right foot inside the circle, left leg on the floor. Start by extending through that left leg, energy all the way down. Holding on wherever in the circle feels comfortable. So without tumbling into our lower back, start with that the pelvic floor facing that far wall and that left leg extended, shoulders down, neck is long. Keeping that neutral spine, pull that right leg in. Planting your left hand, externally rotate in that right hip socket and open to the side. Come back center. Open to the side. And come back center. This time, open to the side. Let's hang out there. Widen through the upper back. And come back through the center. Switch hands. Turn your right toes down, lifting up in the right heel. Again, neutral back. Reach through that left leg. Make sure you didn't suddenly start to turn out in that left leg. And crisscross. You take your thumb in your hip. If you want to feel that length, you want to pull your hip out of your rib cage. And let's come center one last time. Both hands holding onto the circle wherever it feels good to you. Now we are floating our left leg off the ground, tipping our lower back so we come into an imprint, and lift your upper body up. Pull that leg in. Little bend of both legs. Longer squeeze, stretch. Little bend. Longer squeeze, stretch. 2 more, little bend. Longer squeeze, stretch. Last one. And let's roll down. Lower your left leg and let's switch. Anchor that right leg on the floor. Energy from the hip all the way to the toes. Get off your lower back. Ribs down. Pull that leg in. Externally rotate just in the hip socket and open up to the side. Lengthening through that right hip. And come through the center, crisscross, switch hands with a circle, holding on wherever it feels good. Rotate your toes down toward the floor, heel is up toward the ceiling. Lengthen through the left side of the body. Try and pull that hip out of the rib cage. And let's come back through the center, holding on anywhere in the circle, floating your right leg up, imprint your lower back, curl your upper body up, and pull that leg in. Bending both legs, reaching long and straight. Bending and reaching, keeping that chin tucked, belly button pulled in. Last two. And last one. And let's bring it in. Alrighty. I lied. We have one more thing before we get on the reformer. Everybody's favorite. It's coming to tabletop on all fours. So remember, we are pushing the floor away. So you lift up in the chest and fill out your shoulder blades. Curl your toes under. We're going to come into our little tabletop plank. Lift the belly. Make sure you don't start rounding. We're not lifting our knees high. We're just floating. And if you're up for it, little bug walk. As you do the bug walk, opposite hand and foot. You do not have to fly way up here. Just a tiny lift. Get the weight transfer. Two more times each side. Last one. And let's come back in. Hold that tabletop. Crown of the head, sit bones reach in opposite direction. Nice deep breath in and push back into a downward dog. Lifting high on the toes. Press the heels down. Each time you press the heels down, try and push your chest toward your shins without hyperextending in the elbows. And make sure your ribs aren't just popping and arching. Heels high. Lengthen through the back of the legs. Good. Walk your feet closer to one another. Float that left leg up to the sky. Single leg downward dog. Bend the left knee and just let that leg hang, opening the pelvic floor toward the ceiling. Reach that left leg long and float it back down. Recenter. Float your right leg up. Bending the knee, just let the weight of the leg open up the hip, the hamstring, the hip flexor. Reach through that leg, float it back down. One last press through downward dog. Bend your knees and walk your hands back. And slowly rolling up. Let's come on to the reformer. Okay, let's go two yellow, two blue. Foot bars up. Head rests up or down as you wish. Let's start in a narrow V. Heels together, toes apart, heels are on the foot bar. Find your neutral. Shoulders down and extend out. Really get that glute engagement. So You feel lower back is neutral. Your glutes are so engaged that through that extension, you're barely resting your bum on the carriage. Good, let's just change up the tempo. Let's go out super smooth and slow and come in without crashing. Super slow and come in without crashing. 4, 3, 2, and let's meet up here. Reversing, we go out swiftly without thrusting into the knees, coming in slowly. Push out. Let's do 4 more. Keeping that low back neutral, keeping those ribs zipped up, neck is long. And last one. Let's meet up halfway. Little out, little in. 8. And 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's take it all the way out to close that motion and bring it all the way back in. Good. Wide stance. Let's start parallel. Heels on the foot bar. Push out parallel. And out and in. 4. Same thing, your glutes are so engaged that you're barely resting on that carriage. All right, let's push out this time. Let's go into circles. Externally rotate to come in, internally rotate to push out. Really find big circles in your hip sockets. Opening. 3, 2, and last one. Let's reverse. Take it out, externally rotated. As you rotate in, drive your knees together. No casual internal rotation. Drive the knees together. Let's do 3, 2, and last one. Let's meet up halfway, knees together, glue them together. The range of motion that your knees stay together in and out there. So no separating, and squeeze them toward one another. 4, 3, 2. Let's take it all the way out, externally rotate to come in. Good. Okay, let's go to the balls of the feet. Fist distance between the knees and ankles, lifting the heels high. We're going to press through the big toes. Let's go straight into heel dips. Take the carriage all the way out, neutral lower back, lower and raise the heels. Soften through the chin, the jaw, the shoulders. Ribs are heavy. Squeeze the booty as you lower and raise the heels. Four more. 3. Good, let's meet up out there. 6 heel dips. Pushing through the big toes. Squeeze the booty. 3, 2, heels are high, and walk it out. Let's slow down the prance today. So you really got that extension through the tendon, the hamstring. Notice what your booty's doing. Should not be on vacation. Good, and this time, let's just pick a heel, hang out, square the hips, so don't collapse into that bent leg. With a breath, switch. And both heels high, let's bring it in. Rotate to narrow V, squeeze the heels together, lift them nice and high. Take the carriage out and in. We'll stay in just straight extension to start here. Four more. Squeezing the booty, really feel that narrowing and lengthening of the inner thigh. Narrow and lengthen, squeeze. 2 more. Let's meet up at the top, 6 heel dips. Down, up, press through the big toes, squeeze the heels together, squeeze the base of the booty. 3, 2, both heels high. Let's prance it out here, nice and slowly. Staying externally rotated. 2 more times each side. And last one. And both heels high. And let's bring it in. Good. All right, let's take our headrest all the way down for final foot position. Balls of the feet externally rotated. Let's take the carriage out halfway. Lift the sacrum just the height of your hand. Stay floating as you go out and in. Squeezing the booty, engaging the legs. Ankles, calves, shins, quads, hamstrings, glutes. 4, make sure you're not flying up into a bridge. 3, shoulders down, shoulder blades wide, neck is long, jaws relax. And last one. Bring carriage halfway in, lower the sacrum, both heels down and up. 3, 2, and both heels high. Let's take it all the way out to close the motion. Right, all the way back in. Good. Let's roll ourselves away from our shoulder blocks. Just about that 1/2 inch. Hands to the base of the skull. Exhale as you roll up, pull into your roly-poly. Think of bringing your shoulders and your knees together. Pull in 4, pull in 3, pull in 2. Last one, pull in, hold your upper body there. So you extend your legs 45 degrees 4 times. Imprinting. Last 2. Last one, pull in roly-poly 4. Tighter, tighter. 3, no cranky of the neck. 2, hold that upper body lift 4 times. Legs to 45. Last time, all the way through. 4, 3, 2, hold that upper body 4 times with the legs, and we meet up on your 4th one, 45 degrees. Hold it there for 4, 3, 2, arms reach forward, legs to 90. Exhale, legs 45, arms 90. Next one, we meet up in that hold. Hold it. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Let's roll to the side. And come up. Let's see. Let's go to a yellow spring, 1 yellow. Yeah, let's stay yellow. You can have your headrest up or down. We're going to come onto the side. I'm going to be on my left side, booties to the bottom and the back. Bring your knees to your chest so that supporting leg stays there on the carriage. And your foot goes into the top strap. Push back. Once you're here, lift up in the waist, square the shoulders, and stack them, stack the hips. Drawing circles on that far wall. 4, 3, 2, and 1. From the lower position, reverse. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Flex a foot, bend in tabletop without rounding in the back. Push out long straight leg up and down the wall. Bend in tabletop. So as you bend, push that other leg into the carriage. Keep lifting up in the waist. No collapsing, no rounding in the back. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's meet up 45 degrees or extend it out there. Sorry. Reach through the toes. We're going to draw big circles. As we come forward in pendulum, you want to slightly externally rotate in that leg. Don't fall back in the hip. Open to that circle without smacking yourself in the face with a cable. Find the range of motion that works for you to keep your hips stacked, your shoulders stacked, your waist lifted, your ribs closed, your neck long. We're opening to the outside direction. 4, 3, 2, and like all good circles, we what? Go both directions from the down position. Take that leg back without falling back into the hip. Bring it forward. Find the range of motion for stability. 4, 3, 2, and last one, extending through that leg. Good. Bend, slide the strap onto the back of your thigh. So start back in the tabletop legs, stack the hips, long spine. We open up into clam. Heels are lined up in the center of the pelvis. Make sure you push that pelvic bone forward so you don't collapse back. Close open, push. Close open, push. Just 4 more and we're done. Close open, push. 3, 2, and last one. And bring it in. Carefully make your way onto your back. We're going to move that strap to our foot again. Coming into figure 4. Square the hips and shoulders. Flex that foot. Try not to roll into your lower back. Come into neutral. Hi, Baba. Good. Straighten that leg. Just come in 1 scissor extension, stretch off your lower back. And bend it in. Beautiful. And let's go to the other side. Booty to the bottom and the back. Our top foot in. Push that leg long and straight. Lift up in the waist, stack and square the shoulders, stack and square the hips. We are drawing a circle. 3, 2, and let's reverse that circle. 3, 2, 1. Line up that hip, ankle, and knee. Bend in, tabletop, push out, flex foot up down the wall. Take your time. Keep that waistline lifted. 3, 2, and last one. Good. Point through the toe. Externally rotate in the hip socket, opening into big circles. We're looking to keep our shoulders square, our waistline lifted, our ribs closed, hips stacked, belly button in. The movement is from the glute and the hamstring. 2 more this direction. And let's reverse. Try and drive the movement from the hip, then engage the glute and hamstring. 4 more. 3. And last one. Good, bend that leg in tabletop, slide the strap up to the back of the thigh. Tabletop those legs, lengthen through the spine, externally rotate, open to clam. Pushing the pelvic bone forward so you're not rounding and falling back. Close, open, push through the heel. Making sure those heels come back to the middle of the pelvis. 4, 3, 2, and last one. And bring it in. Beautiful. Alrighty, coming onto our back. Take that foot back to the strap back to the foot. Lengthen through the waist. Square the hips, flex the foot that's holding on to that strap. And get off your lower back. Close the ribs. Good. Lengthening through that leg, come into a scissor extension. Just for good measure, tip your pelvis back toward your foot bar. And let's bring it in. Alrighty, let's switch to, I think a yellow and a blue. So let's add a blue, come back down onto your back. Legs tabletop, arms up at 90. If you don't like the yellow and blue, I think go just do a red. Okay, we're gonna be in neutral spine, legs tabletop, pressing our arms down to the carriage, starting with triceps. So floating those elbows. Elbows stay narrow to the body, push through. Let's do 6 more, 8 in all. 4 more. 3, 2, and last one. Good. We're going to push through straight arm again, externally rotate in the shoulders. So as you come into a bent elbow, your hands are wider than your elbows. Push, basically clapping your hips toward, or your hands toward your hips. Elbows are floating, elbows are narrow. 4 more. 3, 2, alternating. Lengthen, rotate parallel. Bend in, don't rush this. Externally rotate, bend in. Lengthen, rotate parallel, bend in. 2 more times each way. Last one. And let's bend it in, or straighten it out. Sorry, float your arms up, open to that T, close toward your hips, rotate parallel. 90, open T, close. And let's draw a smooth circle out of that. Stay in constant motion, lifting up in the armpit, pressing the shoulders down, ribs are closed, lower back is neutral. 4, 3, coming down close to the carriage, 2, and 1. Let's open to our T 6 times. Scoop out the armpit. No hyperextending in the shoulder. Stay in that contraction. 3, 2, and last one. Good. Let's open back to that T. Circles the other way. Smooth circles. Only as big as you can hold that contraction right under the bust line. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And let's bend, float in. Good. All right, rolling to the side. Stay on that spring load, I think. We'll check. Sitting back up against our shoulder blocks. Yeah, let's do it. Sitting cross-legged. If you can't sit cross-legged, you can always sit on your box, but the geometry is just a little different. We're going to push to service and resist back. Push forward, slowly resist back. Let's do 4. Lifting in the chest as you push. Make sure you're not collapsing into your chest, your clavicle, rounding in the back. Last 2. And we're going to meet up in service and flip. Service, flip. Wonder Woman extension. Slight hinge in the upper body. Wrists are directly in line with the shoulders. Push your chest through. Bend through the triceps. Reach through. And like I said, if you don't like this spring load, switch to just a red. Push, push, shoulders down. 4, 3, 2, and last one. Flip around and scoop and bring it in. All right, let's take the blue off so we're on one yellow. Start with our left hand. Start with your left hand, sitting up nice and tall. The right hand can be anywhere you would like it. It's there to help stabilize you. As you push through in single arm, halt, stop, I say. Bend that elbow, push through. So make sure you're not starting to twist and torque. 3, shoulder down, neck is long, square those shoulders. 2, and last one, and slowly bring it in. Let's switch. One side will always typically be stronger than the other, or it'll feel different. Just notice what the difference is. We're trying to build the unilateral strength, keeping the alignment. 4, 3, 2, and let's bring it in. Good. All right, let's switch to a blue spring. Coming on to all fours. Yeah, our foot bar can stay there. Walk your knees back so you're in a tabletop. Let's walk over to the right side of our carriage. Headrest down. I'm going to put my left hand on my headrest, but depending on your body geometry, your hand should be in the middle of your carriage. Okay, let's take that right strap. Engage with that with the spring. Sit back into your haunches, sweeping that arm back. If you feel like it, come into, that's why I was looking at my foot bar, come into the opposite leg lift. Today is not my day for that, sorry. Sweeping the arm, shoulders down. 3 more. Some days my balance is completely off. 2. Maybe we'll go back on the mat in closing and just do that and float forward. Let's shimmy over to the left. Long tabletop back, right hand stabilize. Once you get engagement with that spring, sit back into your hips and push back. Ribs are in, belly's in, shoulders down, neck is long. 4. 3. 2. And 1. And let's bring it in. Good. Let's do that. Just before we go to closing circles, let's get back onto our mat for a second. Find that tabletop position. Tops of the feet are planted. Lift up in the belly, close the ribs, shoulders down, and opposite hand or arm and leg. And come back down. Good. Opposite arm and leg. And bring it down. One more time each side. Nice and slow with a little hold. So we feel what that feels like. Last one. And bring it down. Good. And let's come up. Let's go to 2 yellow. Laying on our back. Feet in the loops. Let's meet up 45 degrees. Externally rotate. Neutral lower back, just opening to your V and closing. Headrest can be up or down. Let's add a little beat, beat, beat as you come in. Beat, beat, beat. Open. Flex, beat, beat, beat. Point out. Flex, beat, beat, beat. 3, 2. Let's meet up 45, beat, beat, beat. Flex froggy in, open, and push out. Flex froggy in. So same thing here as your knees come in. No rolling onto your lower back. Keeping that nice long spine, neutral lower back. Pelvis is facing your foot bar, not the ceiling. 3, 2. And last one. Good, let's reverse. V, second position, heels together, push through to V, flex bend, heels in, and push. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stay externally rotated 45 degrees up toward 90. Keeping that external rotation, pushing from the outside of the hips. Let's do 3 more. And let's push down to 45 and start circles at the bottom. Now working from that external rotation as we open the bottom of the circle to parallel as you come up. Driving the circle from the hips, the inner thighs. Whoops. 3, 2, and last one. Let's meet up 45 degrees. Keep your ankles and knees together. Flex, bend in tabletop and push out parallel up to 90. Back down to 45. Flex, bend in. 3 more. Squeezing the knees together, not just resting, squeezing the knees together. 2. And last one. Let's meet up 90 degrees for circles, starting at the top. Staying off your lower back. Keeping that pelvic floor tilted to the far wall. Let's do 3 more. 2. Let's meet up 90 degrees. Take hold of the cables, flex. Tilt your pelvis as if you are trying to arch your lower back. Nice deep breath in as you exhale. Open to your extended V. Flexing through the feet. Tipping your pelvis back toward that far wall. Lengthening through the torso. Heavy ribs, long neck. When you're ready, pull into a happy baby. We'll end in happy baby. So whenever you're ready, go there, flex your feet. Soles of the feet reach to the sky. Your whole back presses into the carriage. And you want to find your breath, exhaling, releasing the weight.